Hi everyone, I am coming to you today with a basic tofu recipe. Tofu is a great staple for vegetarians, and today I'm doing my weekly meal prep. So tofu is one of those things that I make during my meal prep so that it's ready to go for the week. I usually start with a product like this. I don't always use the same brand, but this is a great brand. It's organic, extra firm, and it is pre-cubed, which is awesome because it comes out of the package already looking like this. So what I do is, the tofu is packed in water. I'll make a slit around the bottom and I'll let it sit on its side until all the liquid drains out of the tofu. Then I dump that onto my 2 towels and a plate trick. So what I usually use is a plate, towel going one direction, towel going the other direction, and I'll fold my towels over top of my tofu like this. Then I will take a second plate, place it on top, and I'll put something heavy on top of the plate so that it presses down. And what this is doing is getting the rest of the fluid out of the tofu. When your tofu is not dry enough, it makes it much harder to cook. If you're baking it or if you're cooking in a pan, it just doesn't, I don't like the consistency of undried tofu. So I'll do that for about 15 to 20 minutes. Sometimes if I'm in a hurry, it'll be less than that. So after I've done that, I take my tofu and I put it into a bowl. So I only have a quarter of a box in here. So into this bowl, for each one box or brick of tofu, I will put 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, and I will toss it around together until all of the tofu is coated. I also will put in here any type of spices that I'm using. So if you wanted to go Italian, you might add basil, oregano, garlic into it. If you wanted to go with more of like an Asian mandarin flair, you might do like a sesame seed oil, some ginger. I can't think of what else I put on that one. Or if I wanted to go with something like a little bit spicier, maybe if tacos were on the menu, we would go with like chili powder, paprika, some cayenne pepper, maybe even a little cumin in there depending on what you're cooking with. So very versatile. Anything you would put on chicken, you can put on this. After I've mixed my spices, my any type of oils, whatever you're looking to put on there, on here with the cornstarch, the next step is to layer it out on a pan. So I like to use a jelly roll pan because it has a nice edge and I can flip the tofu halfway through without making a huge mess. I also really like to line my tofu baking sheet with parchment paper. This makes the tofu really easy to get off. You don't have to do this step, especially if you're using a nonstick pan, but it just really makes it a lot easier. So I'll take it like this. I'll make a nice, even, thin sheet. As you can see, it's okay for it to be touching a little bit, but only the edges that are exposed are going to get crispier. I'll take this, throw it in the oven at 400 degrees for 25 to 30 minutes, depending on how crispy you like it. I wouldn't recommend going beyond the 30-minute mark because when you burn the tofu, it gets very dried out. It's not like a crunchy thing that you want to add. Not to mention that proteins can be denatured when they're heated up too much. So if you're burning your tofu, you're denaturing your proteins, and then it doesn't have as much good nutrition for your body. So I like to make all this at the beginning of the week. I'll make 2 cubes of tofu. I'll take them and sprinkle them out across 6 salads. And I'll put all 6 salads in my fridge ready to go, so that way this week in the middle of the day when I'm busy and I don't have time to make a nutritious lunch, it's already there waiting for me, and I know that I will make good choices. So good luck to you. Let me know if you have any questions, and have a great afternoon.